jQuery comes as part of Ajax. Okay.
Okay.
This is Java server faces. Java faces I don't teach.
Okay.
Because I never come in my experience. I never come across JSF. There are very few projects who are using JSF.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Fine. So I think that is it. And like what so web server are you going to use?
For this, I'm going to use Tomcat.
Okay.
That one is 7. You can use 7. EJPs, you should use either JBoss. Because they both are open source servers. Okay. So I have because I do have a slide where I can show you what are the uses of Struts and Hibernate together. Okay, but I can then you where and where to use Hibernate. Okay. The first one is the Struts. Struts is it's kind of a framework which follows MVC architecture. So what is MVC, right? So it stands for Model View Control Architecture. And they I'll just explain them when we go to details.
Okay.
So is responsible for the data persistence, for reading and data from the databases. Whereas U is responsible for providing UI for the user and controller. And the middle layer, it just sits in between the view and the model.
Yeah.
And this is the typical MVC architecture. But what is going to use this architecture is something. So your browser, and this is the structure architecture. So action servlet, which acts as a controller, and we have model beans, and we have database at the end. And the controller gets the response to model beans, and it just gets back to the front, okay, browser, ASP. So this is typical frameworks. It got a few important components in struts. You got configuration and action forms. So this is typical struts framework. As you configure all your JSPs, right, in the configuration XML file with the actions and the action forms in struts framework. Okay. Page 1.jsp and you have page 2.jsp. And once you click button JSP, and this servlet will be triggered and it will identify. So struts config XML file will configure everything. So when I click on a button, what should happen? Right, your JSPs silos. You call your JSPs at once, and later you can run them to a struts framework, or you can your upgrade project where you can use struts framework. So it's a very friendly framework. Struts framework. And what we do is we just configure all our JSPs or servlets struts framework. Right, a little bit of time to configure them in the framework because you need to develop actions and forms. Okay, but your JSPs still are useful. Okay, you put them away, but if you want to use in struts, we have user tags. They're called tags, which are from struts framework. So framework itself gives some libraries which can be used to develop the pages, but it to upgrade them. Typical struts architecture is so basically this is used to simplify the flow. You can configure your JSPs or servlets. So the struts framework, and tomorrow if you want to change something, if you want to change the flow of your pages, and in the struts configuration file, we can take that. So this is very easy to go framework. Hibernate is used to parse your data, where you can develop this stuff, and where we create our DAOs. DAO stands for data access objects. So you use Hibernate. Hibernate looks very simple, and to write any kind of SQL statements, but we just use Java object-oriented concepts. We just call an object and method of that. So Hibernate framework provides a special class called session factory, so which creates a JDB session for us. I will work on that. And that's easy. So you don't need to learn any piece of SQL code, you don't need to learn any kind of SQL, but uses ORM, that's called object relational mapping, where we map our object, which is called Joe, means plain over objects. Okay, that's called beans also, right?
Yeah.
Map our beans with the database tables. Very simple. We just configure and got a lot of topics inside that. It's a very that However, it's kind of ORM tool. You know, object mapping. It is ORM, and it is used to persist our data into the databases. Any database, opening Eclipse, you can see block window, right?
Yeah.
I'm page. There, it's can you make Eclipse?
Yes, I can.
It's called and file. Okay. It's slow. So how is it? Where in the Hibernate configuration file, we just configure our database where this is database URL. So SQL, we just configure our database and just configure it. So this is address bean. So we have a sim bean. This is called plain object. It's a simple bean where we map our attributes to. So for every Pojo object, you have a file. It's called a mapping file where you just configure XML. Okay, we just configure. Let's say this is my student ID in my address. Just mapping to my column student ID in my backend. So this is the access table in my backend. So once this is done, we are not running any code, and the code will be very simple. Where is the service classes? Fetch list of departments. We just department service. So this returning a list of from the table. the number of lines with the line. We fetch data from the backend. We bring the list out of it, right? So it's here within a single line. We are look at the query here. So the SQL query. We are just select start from department. So we're going to write any piece of SQL code here. So let's say if you want to create department or department, we're just passing the object to it and not writing any kind of a code there. Very simple.
Okay.
Very useful. So tomorrow if you want to change your database from MySQL to Oracle, so there are differences between database servers. Like they use different data types, and MySQL use different data types. That but hide it. So we about all these things. This will take care of. It can have database. Very simple. Right. Quite flexible and very easy to develop applications. Database applications. So we call them as service classes or DO classes. And it's simple. It can be done within 4 lines. It's independent. So tomorrow you want to change your database.
Yeah. So Hibernate is it actually avoids your JDBC, writing all the JDBC connections and all that, right?
That's true. So it's a persistence framework will avoid, and it got its own caching mechanism which increases the performance of your applications. Okay, this internal caching mechanism. So performance of the applications. That's why this framework is so hot these days. Hibernate. When you go for, even with Spring uses Hibernate as its part of its persistence layer. You can configure Hibernate. Typically, Hibernate is a persistence framework, and Struts is your framework.
Okay.
So this is in these two. And Spring is our application framework, so there you can write a lot of code. Spring like one thing I can say.
Okay.
Yes. But once Struts and Hibernate, you can learn Spring own, I can say at the end of it.
Okay.
Everything is XML. But first thing you learn XML. So everything, the configurations, everything will be done using XML only.
Okay.
If you know XML works, then it's very easy.
Okay.
This topic would be XML only. So XML.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, take some time. So first we XML. So we just learn how. For that, we just explain how tags looks like all this stuff. You should even Java ML parsers like DOM parser and the Sax parser and all this stuff.
Okay.
Since we can go ahead with all these frameworks.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I hope you have good experience in core Java, right? You got good experience on core Java.
Yes.
Which Java version you used last time?
Java 4 and 1.4.
Java 4. Okay. That's right. To go 1.5, there are new things up in 1.5. So and test ones are going to generate concepts. So given into them also as well.
I just have a theoretical knowledge on generation, auto boxing, and use it to Java 5, but yeah, I haven't Java 5 as such. I use course the material to session. Are you providing the material to?
Material. Unfortunately, not. For Java, I have a material. For these frameworks, I don't have any material.
Shows
The
itself
only
in,
thing I can do is like that is for my training purpose. For the material, I don't have anything. I can share these presentations. Moving forward, we'll see. It's really I can just share them.
okay, yeah, yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah. If you would like to ask.
No, I think we have pretty much everything. Yeah. Web services, what are those sessions?
Yeah. You are saying something.
Yeah, services. Can you just explain something about that?
Yes, web services. We are going to develop web services. Where is this? I just my flips. This. Yeah. This is how the visual file looks like for this web services. And this is developed for which one? Calculator service.
Actually, I see a screen, Satish.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is typically how we use this. And we develop this. Once you can see the visual like this, and which will So, service which out of our Java classes and our local server access URL. So we can see them. To develop web services, only thing is you need to have some kind of theoretical knowledge. This Eclipse made it very easy for everyone. Like you can develop the services very quickly. Within 5 minutes, you can develop web service. Two things. One is um, the subscription, okay, where if someone already developed a web service and you can use it in your applications, and you want to develop your own web services, you can develop and you can publish them. Okay, called publishing. So now we are the web services. If someone already had developed web services, if you want to use them in your application, okay, it's a subscription, so you can generate proxy classes for them, and a lot of stuff is there. Like you can see a proxy is here. So we see classes. They're called proxies. It's Java proxy. So it's like a file. We have it somewhere. I don't know where I used it. That's why I've used it somewhere. Control Shift R. So the web services is available on it, and we can use application. Where is this? Where
Web services actually?
it is nothing but expose our file to outside world. Let's say a calculator. Okay, it's using a program. You have developed a calculator program and expose this functionality to outside world. Right? Expose this. We need to expose it as a web service. So that inside your application server can access them. So your service. So others from outside, let's say our program, because of functionality, outside application server, no one can access that Java program because it's internal. Access this functionality. So expose it to the outside world.
Okay.
So this is called web services. So we publish a web service so others can use them. So importance of web services, because let's say you have written some program in Java and let's say I'm developing a .NET application and I want to use your calculator functionality, right?
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Yeah.
And I'm using .NET, so I cannot talk to Java program. So the it's called middleware technology, right? So this web service sits in between these two different technologies. It can be from or in .NET or C has something else. So I'm exposing my Java program as a web service. So it can be C++, .NET, anything. They can understand XML because web service, the communication with web service is through XML. So data flow is through XML. So can be understood by any programming language. So and you can expose it as a service, so you can use it. So that is the use of web services. This is a currency conversion, right? So there is a website which providing currency conversion for you. Expose that functionality as a web service. Now that is across any application. Any you can use it on mobile or any program can call the web service and they can get the conversion rates.
Okay.
Some website is providing other reports. Now you need to develop that application from scratch. You are going to use the existing functionality. So those guys will expose it as a web service. So anyone can call a web service and they can get the data out of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So web service can be developed using Java or ASP or JSP or .NET, C, C++, anything they can develop this web service.
Okay.
That is consuming a web service. That is the opposite is pushing a web service. I am developing a Java program. I am exposing my functionality as a service to outside world.
Okay. Okay.
So developed and I want to use it. It's called consuming. I am consuming a web service. So there are two different things in
Okay.
topics. I have any slide for that web service because it's a simple thing to develop, and my this is an XML basically. All web services is very easy.
And SOA too.
Sorry.
A service-oriented architecture, we will cover that also.
So
Yeah.
architecture. Yes. Service word architecture. So we expose everything as a service. If I'm developing applications, all my services they are web services. Okay. So these services can be used by anyone. So that is part of architecture. There is no learning it separately. So it's a kind of architecture where we develop each and every service as a web service.
Okay. Okay.
So this can be used by anyone.
Okay.
But the backend is Java only because I am going to develop all my programs in Java. I'm exposing them as a web service. So every service class is a web service.
Okay.
Yeah. The service SOA is a concept
Okay. All right. Okay.
where it encourages us to expose everything as a web service.
Okay.
Other questions, Janet?
It's for today. Thank you very much. Yeah. I will get in touch with Swati or somebody from the training group, and I'll let you know how it.
Sure, no problems.
Okay. Very much for your time.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Bye.